No, I didn't.
Okay.
Capitalize that shit.
I don't want the government watching me.
All right.
All right, tinfoil.
We are live. And we are live on twitch.tv/Rainblade.
And
As well as it's Truck Block, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Truck Block. And we are here for our 9th session of D&D, an Eberron campaign
Bonus.
titled New World Old Threats. So, let's do a little recap. The last session started mid-combat. And by mid-combat, it was a pretty precarious situation for Mognier. He was locked down with a weird stone rune by Odin and failed like a dozen saves. So, you guys locked down my boss battle and cleaned up the rest of the bad guys. At some point, the wizard that was helping Mognier decided to flee via some sort of magical means, making the rest of combat even easier. You got some decent loot from the cave, and on Mognir's body, you found a key. A key led you to be able to open his personal chambers, where you found all sorts of intel on a larger plot that is afoot, involving a few dragon-marked houses, the assassination of the heir to House Orion, so on and so forth. The biggest direct threat was that Mognir was hired by a dragon-marked team-up of a member of House Deneath and a member of House Kundrak, and the pair had hired the Null to kill off all the gatekeepers and kick off the Dalkir apocalypse. Bukta is very happy to hear that Mognir's tribe is no longer a threat, and also happy that you guys, once again saved his ass, him and his tribe and all of his other tribes, all the gatekeepers. As a precautionary measure, he headed back with the party to Zarashak aboard the Stormhound to discuss some added security for the gatekeepers with Grimmick. With the defeat of Mognir, Odin and Xander had officially completed their first quest. They communicated with Agent Cole via the House Civis messaging station, which was manned by a peculiarly named gnome of that house, and then got the second half of the payment promised by Agent Cole back in session 1. So you each got 150 gold. And Odin, you added that to Xander's character sheet as well, right?
Absolutely.
All right. And not your own?
Oh.
Xander, you're muted if you said something.
How much did we get? Did we get more elsewhere? Because I have a lot more than 150 gold on me.
Yeah.
He's getting to it.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, in Mognir's cave, you guys looted the place, and there was a lot of loot. So basically,
we also
go ahead.
We sold a bunch of stuff after he left last session, like all the spears and the longbows, and
yeah, it's true.
He wasn't around for that, so that got added in too. That was another like 440.
Did we split it?
It was split. That's your share was 440.
Okay.
And
we made a stupid amount of money last session.
The date is now 23 Olaroon as we get back into the adventure. So, also, there's a weird bird guy in the cave during the fight, and he blipped out of existence right after being released, and party hasn't seen him since. So we're going to start off right as Odin and Xander were in the House Kundarak Bank, the local bank there in Zarashak, and had just received their money. You get a half-orc, a younger half-orc man approaching you, the two of you, and saying, "Are you Odin and Xander?"
Just nod.
Depends who's asking.
Well, first off, I'd like to thank you for all the work you've done, but also, Grimmick would like to see you, in his office. He's trying to round up yourselves and all you compadres.
Okay. We can be there.
Okay. It'll be the House Thrashk outpost. It's in the center of town. You know where it is.
Roger that.
And let's actually go to Zarashok here. And House Thrash is this big guy here. And the rest of the party, you're also approached wherever you are in town. Yeah, sorry. Last session, actually, real quick note, was the first time I tried to give you guys a little bit more lore than usual, and I literally put Billy to sleep.
I was sick to begin with, so. No,
I know.
don't put me to sleep. Scatter put me to sleep that one time. Literally woke up. It was like, fuck. Like halfway through the game, I woke up.
Yeah. So Grimmick has Bukta there with him as you guys enter his office. It's it's just like the rest of Zarashok. It's all wooden interior, high ceilings on this house though. A lot of space above the rafters, and there is a single armed guard who lets you in. Another armed guard inside who receives you, and you approach Grimmick. Grimmick has this nice crawling swampwood desk, and Bukta is there with him, and there's a large conference table there. He gets up from his desk and he sits at the table and beckons you all to do the same.
I'll take a seat.
Take a seat.
We're all there, right? That is
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
I have seated at table.
I'll
I'll
say,
be right
I
back.
smack Odin. That's not how you take a seat. Put it down. But you actually said it differently, damn it.
Yeah. He says, now Bukta here has told me about some of the things y'all been doing. And of course, it's always great. You know, you guys have really made a difference here, both in Zarashok as well as out in the swamps. But I'm hearing some, I'd like to talk to you about some of the things that have been going on. And Bukta tells me that there's a continuing threat to his people.
We believe that's correct.
Oh. What can you tell me about this threat?
At the moment,
Not much.
turn to the rest of the party, and I don't know how much should really be shared because we don't know the whole threat at this point.
I think at this point it's safe to say that the gate's security needs to be beefed up a little bit, and everybody needs to be checked into regularly. Right now,
And word should maybe be sent to the other gates just to beef up security for a little bit. Just as a
Absolutely.
precaution.
I've got my men heading out on barges out to the crawling swamps, and they're gonna get with all the tribes, maybe provide some reinforcements. I've been authorized by the city and House Thrash to kind of enlist some of the locals to arm them, deputize them, and put them out at the gates for extra security. Obviously, you guys have better things to do, but I'd like to know if you know anything more about this threat, maybe who's behind it, if there's a particular group or people
At the moment, I don't think there's anything else that we can share.
Nope. We need to find out a little bit more ourselves. That way we can better prepare.
I don't know how much is safe to share. I'm seeing
out of
Xander's
Out of
face.
character, does he know about the little medallions we have that we found?
Oh, does Grimmick know about the holy symbol?
Yeah, and he's literally asking for a group. We don't have to give him everything, but we can give him that safely, can't we? If he doesn't already know.
We could.
Yeah, that's pretty safe. It's at
Yeah,
least,
I missed the last half of
Dark
last
Six.
session, so I'm trying to catch up. My
Yeah.
apologies, guys.
yeah, we should have Mognir's symbol. I'm sure somebody would have grabbed that.
There's like 2 or 3 of them in the party loot, I think.
Well, I had one, but I no longer have the one I had.
That's it.
He had
Medallion of
one.
the
I
Dark
have
Six
one.
in the party loot.
Okay, so Odin had one as well. So Odin, you
Yeah.
could show yours.
I throw him the medallion.
Do you want to
Okay.
tell him anything more about it?
What is this telling me? I got a whole damn church of these wackos down the street.
Wait.
This
what?
was the medallion that was wrapped around Molnir's neck. It's the medallion of the Dark Six.
And not just Mognir, some of the others higher ups in the tribe had it as well.
Okay. That's you want me to condemn that entire church?
No.
Everybody within it?
No, I'm not. I don't think that's what we're saying. I think just that should be a symbol, maybe to keep an extra eye out for, keep an extra watch on those people for now. We don't know that they're involved, but the symbol was found there.
Okay. Well, if there's more you can share, I would appreciate it. However, if you guys have done enough that you've earned passage without harassment. So, if you'd like to share anything, it could be now, it could be later, it could be any time. House Civis messaging stations reach back to me. I can, I regularly get message from all over Corvair. So let me know. Let me know if you got anything that can specifically be told, because House Thrash, we do have a lot. We have some resources, and we might be able to contribute to the larger threats. Taking it on.
We'll keep that in mind.
We'll keep that in mind, and we'll send you a message if something comes up that we can involve you in.
Okay. Where y'all headed from here?
We haven't really talked about that yet,
All right.
but we'll send you a message once we get wherever we're headed. We'll let you know we made it safe.
So you don't know. So you don't know everything about what you're facing, and you don't even know where you're going next. Is there anything else you don't know? And right as he says this, Beak blips into existence in the room.
Yeah, we don't know where he's been.
and Grimmick is just like, what the hell is that?
Who are all of you?
Hey, I helped
I
you
went
in the
over-
cave, and you just left me.
Yes, I know you, but these guys. Thanks again.
Can we smite them?
No,
Oh.
but
And
I
the
haven't
Would
met
I
him,
like
so-
to stone burn him?
the guard inside the room goes ahead and just kind of takes a more aggressive stance. Doesn't move, but just kind of prepares himself just in case the new arrival is any aggressive.
yeah, who are you, by the way? You were in the cave, but we didn't really get a chance to talk.
No, we did not get a chance to squat. Sorry. But I am Beak. And who the fuck are the fucking
Well, you're currently in Zarashak. And I gotta turn you up because I could barely hear you.
Turn
all
up
did
for what?
You asked where you were and what?
Who are you all?
Well, I think we just asked. You said your beak. I'm right Arian.
Odin.
I'll kind of fork an eyebrow. Xander.
Zara.
I'm not sure if our names really make a difference at the moment.
Yeah, why were you in the cave?
Well, I was trying to have a business deal, and things went a little bit rocky. Next thing I knew, I was knocked over the head, and I woke up in that cage that you found me in.
Were you trying to have a business deal with the Knolls?
I'll have a business deal with it. Money talks.
I feel like that's the theme of this party.
Yeah, he'll fit right in. Well, where are you headed, stranger?
So where some money is. I need a little bit of coin for plan.
Going for a plan?
Yes. I need.
Hey, now this is all nice and dandy, but how the hell did you get in here?
Oh yeah, Gerber. Forgot about him. Whoops.
It's like how we're just casually not worried about Beak just popping back into existence. Just another
Birds
Tuesday.
Birds have many ways of flying.
All right, so
Now, how did we get here? I'm a little confused on that.
We don't know how you got here. Grimmick, I don't think he's an issue. He was a captive in the Knolls Cave. We rescued him, and then he disappeared. And now he's here.
Why are you saying it like that?
Well, after I got you out of the cage, you just flashed out of in a thing of light, and now you just came back.
Okay, yes, I remember talking to you, but when is here?
Well, today is 23 Olaroon.
Beak, the last time you looked at a calendar was probably before you got captured, which is about we'll say 20 Eberron.
And how long ago did we last talk?
Well, we
here.
last talked yesterday. You've only been gone maybe. What time is it now? It's morning, so 16 hours you've been gone, maybe?
Oh, that's nothing. Okay. Continue on the conversation.
Does this happen often? You just lose track of time?
No further.
I'm having a really hard time hearing and
I'm
understanding.
having a really hard time hearing him too. I
Yeah.
had to turn him up.
I even cranked it up and it's still kind of choppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mic's basically going like in and out volume wise.
I'm gonna try to set something. Give me a few minutes. I'm adjusting.
Whatever you did just there was already louder. I don't know if you were just closer to the mic.
I was a little bit closer to the mic. That's really all it was. Maybe a little bit louder.
I can hear that way better than before. I don't know about everybody else.
Do you have
I
any
agree.
noise canceling? It's possible that you're too far away, so it's noise canceling kicking in. If you don't have it on the mic, go ahead and check Discord.
While he's doing that,
Did he poof
Grimmick.
again?
Yeah.
No, he's Beak is still there. Grimmick says, "All right, well, apparently y'all got some things to talk about, and you could do that outside of my office. And
Are you
Please do
done
not-
talking to us?
please do not enter by magical means again, please. Without being invited.
Beak, I think he's talking to you.
I can go.
Well, if you guys want, we can head back to my ship and talk there, or there's that inn we stayed in last time.
Depends. What's cheaper?
Well, my ship is probably cheaper unless you guys just want to get a drink, in which case, let's go to the inn.
Not
But
gonna lie,
it's
I
pretty
was
early.
expecting him to
A little
charge
early
us
for a drink.
I was expecting you to charge us again.
What
Not
kind
gonna
of
lie.
attitude is that?
Well, I'm not
Early
taking you
for a
anywhere.
drink?
I just said you can come on the ship. You can come on the ship free of charge. You want to go somewhere on the ship? That's
Actually,
another story.
let's hit an inn, get a drink, and figure this the fuck out, I guess.
Mimosas.
Yes, Xander's just kind of watching Beak, kind of distracted, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. She's a little distracted. Like, we'll get a drink and figure things out.
Well, on the way then, I know our new friend here mentioned money, and the rest of us seem fairly money driven. I might have an opportunity for us, depending on what we decide we're doing here. But let's get to the end and talk about it.
So go back to the inn.
Xander shrugs. Mimosas!
Mimosas.
Brunch!
The critical tap is open,
Yes.
and it is prepared for guests. At this point in the day, not so busy. You guys, didn't exactly arrive at prime time, happy hour, but it's a little bit early to be very busy. But
Well, good. We
it's-
can find a quiet table.
it does make it easier to find a quiet table and get drinks rather fast. So you
Probably
all
Find
you
a
all
quiet
sit down at
table.
the table.
We sit in the table in the back far corner.
Like, that's
I don't have a map
suspicious.
for it. Just
Yeah.
Yep. So what's the plan here?
Well, the letters that that you found in the cave. Wait. Before we get into this, are we safe talking about this in front of this new dude? We don't even know him.
Make a
Are
point.
you evil?
That's a question.
I could literally tell you if he's a fiend or something.
Anybody have detect evil?
I got something, I think. Divine sense. I could tell you if he's a celestial fiend or undead.
He looks like a bird. I don't think he's.
You'd
Unless
be
he's a
surprised.
demon
There are some
bird.
fiendish birds.
Yeah.
Is he a
Right,
zombie
DM?
bird?
yes, fiendish birds.
Then again, just because they're fiend doesn't mean they're evil.
Well, he was a captive of the Knolls, so I guess he can't be
So were most of the gnolls there.
true.
The Knolls don't have a preference. It's whoever gets in their way.
Well, whatever the group decides here, I don't think the information's that.
So here's a question, Bird Brain. Why are you following us?
I don't even know how I got.
Valid point.
Okay. What can you tell you? What can you tell us about when you were held captive?
Honestly, like I said, I got hit in the head. I woke up in the cage. Not a good cage either. While I was there, they honestly mostly left me alone. They just didn't feed me. They left me alone in that dark room and fed me once every 2 days. I didn't hear much while I was in there, fortunately. They just had me in a cage in a cave.
Okay.
here's
Well, he
the-
did help us fight the gnolls.
You did? I didn't see that part.
He did help me fight the gnolls up there. He did get an attack or two out before he blipped.
Thought we made a good team.
Oh, we did too until you left me, fucker.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Shots fired. So here's my point on this one. If he can just fucking pop up wherever we're at, he's gonna find out things sooner or later anyway. Why keep it from him?
That's fair.
Besides, could be a surprise attack. I have worth to you. In my inputs.
Well, yeah, if you're willing to help us, we might be saving the world.
Is the involved.
Yeah, there's some gold involved.
Now, I will ask you, how do you feel about God?
About what?
Gods?
Gods?
Yes.
Pass.
Aren't you the paladin?
Pass.
Sorry,
Was
out
it
of character there for a second.
So was it the gods fighting in that cave, or was it us fighting in that cave?
Yeah, I'm not much one for gods.
Okay, good. It'll perfect.
Okay. Well, in that case then, so the letters we found detailed that they were meeting at Krona Peak. They didn't say when is the only consideration there, so and we don't know who all will be there in the first place. But it is a lead that we have.
The only one we have.
And if it's a lead that we want to follow, I've actually been called home to Stormhome, and it is on
You're
the
going
way
to
if we're
storm
going to
your
take my
home?
ship. I'm sorry?
You're going to storm your home?
I am not going to storm my home, no, but my home is Stormhome.
So,
That's right,
But-
kids. The storm sorcerer who captains the Stormhound is going home to storm home.
That's right.
If he's really mad,
Holy
he's
storm!
gonna storm home.
What's even better is Stormhome is the actual like Eberron name for where my character's from. But if you guys all want to join me, since we were attacked by merfolk the first time we went out to the Thundersea, my Baron has authorized me to hire you all at 500 gold each to accompany back to Stormhome.
So
Done.
it's a stunt.
So money's always good, but did I miss why we're going back to Stormhold? Like we have everything going on, but we have the world to fucking save. Is that what we need
You
to
heard
do?
it. We're storming the home.
Right. So Stormhome is on the way if we were going to take my ship to Krona Peak.
Corona Peak, okay.
It would be on the way there. And we could potentially, while we're docked at my home, get the last upgrade to the ship.
Okay.
Since that is where my ship is from. If anybody could do it, we could do that, and that might help us as well.
Sounds good to me. It sounds like
Xander,
Rhaenyra has
do we
better
have any
notes
other
than the DM
bounties?
does.
I'm sorry?
Sounds like Rhaenyra has some fucking major ass notes.
Yeah, weird how that sounds.
But for 500 gold pieces apiece, fuck it, I'm in.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have any other
500
bounties or
pieces.
anything else to hunt right now, and if we can kill some pirates or whatnot, even better.
Well, and maybe my Baron can clue us in a little bit more about Krona Peak and who might be meeting there and when.
So you got some bodyguards. Or
Yo
some ship
ho!
guards.
I'll
We're not the other
not
thing.
close enough probably for that. DM, I wouldn't be close enough to send a message at this point to the ship and tell them to like make sure that supplies are prepared to go back home.
I mean, you're within Zero Shock, so yeah. If you use your sending stone,
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
that
Dagger gave me.
yeah, Dagrid. If you use your sending stone that Dagrid gave you, you'd be able to communicate directly with him.
Okay, so I'll is that so? You guys are all on board. Storm home. So I'll tell the ship to prepare. And...
a pirate's life for me.
Sure.
Perfect. So I'll activate the sending stone and say, Dagrid, are you there?
Aye, Captain.
Let Cookie know that we will be heading back home to Stormhome. I need to make sure that everybody is back on board and that we have supplies for the trip.
We're getting ready to weigh anchor, Captain. Aye.
Thanks, Dagrid. See you in a few. Love the face.
He's an excitable little fella.
I'm just kind of curious, like, why the DM did a stare was basically a phone call. The face wasn't needed. You're trying to say?
No, it was needed for our entertainment.
I'm
Maybe
just saying, it's like a phone call.
maybe eventually we
Showmanship,
can
Billy.
upgrade. Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying, DM?
Oh, I was just saying showmanship, Billy.
Oh.
Rain.
Well, maybe we can upgrade the sending stone one day to like a holographic sending stone, and then the faces will make sense.
This
Yeah.
could have been an even.
The Tony Stark of Zarashok.
Yeah.
So does anybody need to buy anything before the trip? It is DM, if I understand the map, it's probably a bit of a trip. Like
Yes.
a couple of weeks.
Actually, you captain the Stormhound, which moves about twice the speed of a normal elemental galleon, or a normal galleon.
Mhm.
You have an elemental galleon, and one of the better ones at that, if not the best. So it's if you were to check with Lila, who kind of makes the maps for you, she would have the full guesstimation of it. But you think it would take maybe just over a week, or around thereabouts?
Yeah, so it'll take us about a week to get there.
So I have a suggestion. Now, hear me out fully. We
Okay.
put Odin in some really heavy armor.
Okay.
Actually,
That's
it.
it. That's the whole plan.
If we get plate, yeah, that's the whole plan. Because we're going out to fucking ocean.
Oh,
Why not? We're going out to the ocean. Why not? But basically, I wouldn't mind see if we can pull somebody together and see if we can't find Odin some plate mail.
yeah, I'd be willing to make that investment. DM,
Okay.
where was the armor shop here? Because I
For
definitely
some reason, I know where his head's at. I'm just gonna have to go along with this, aren't I?
Why do you know where his head is?
I'm just saying, because like, it's one of those things like we're going out in the middle of the fucking ocean on a boat. Let's put Odin in some really fucking heavy armor. But no, literally, it's because that'd be the armor we need to get him into sooner or later anyway. Since him with you taking all the hits for us, normally Odin, and the extra
Yeah.
2 armor class would be nice.
if we need potions as well before we go.
Putting you at
Yes.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
21
let's
armor
get
class if we find the armor.
Ooh, that'd be hard to hit.
As long as you dodge.
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 Why wouldn't he dodge? Why wouldn't he take the dodge action?
Remember this look? This look right here? That's not showmanship. That's just.
All right. So
No.
So you're
Oh, they're
you're
under-
interested in finding plate armor?
Indeed.
That'd be the
Okay.
next step up, wouldn't it?
What do I have now?
I don't know. What are you wearing?
Hold on.
You have chainmail, I believe.
Heavy armor. Or
Chainmail.
no, that's not right. Chainmail, yeah.
Yeah. So splint would be the next step up, but then plate would be because splint's 17 and plate's 18.
Yeah. So if we can find some splints for at least, I cost 200. We don't have to pitch anything in. Roughly 200 gold pieces. Sorry, DM. Plus stepping on your toes for actually knowing the prices.
Now they're going to be 500.
What's plate?
It's a little bit more.
A lot more. Like pull our resources more.
Plate armor, and you guys, Xander and Odin, you almost yearn for the old days when you were in the military and they just gave you this stuff, and without you ever knowing what it really costs. Because when you guys first set out to be bounty hunters, you guys were like, all right, let's do this, and you went to go find some plate, and it was about 1,500 gold.
Odin has a question for DM. Military discount?
No.
He was a Marine even. Come on.
25% off. Come on, man.
So plate would be 1,500.
That's
Yeah,
right.
let's just say that especially out in one of the areas of Corvair that isn't even part of one of the 5 nations, and didn't see or participate a lot in anything involved in the war, they don't really care.
At least give me, if we had the gold, at least give me the split mail. It's 200. That's not a very steep price at all, really.
I could throw in on plate if you want to get them to plate.
If
I
we
would
got
throw
me
in-
the, if
But
we
do
got
we
me
have
the plate,
enough
I'd
money?
basically be the front point man, the whole point man every fight.
You're supposed
That
to
way
be
no one
anyway.
can has to take a hit. I know, but then I'd be able to take more hits. Or dodge more hits, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I also don't really have anything I need super foreseeably, I don't think.
Potions would be the other thing. Or do you just want to wait until when we get paid the 500 apiece? When we get the storm home?
Yeah, once we get to Storm Home.
We can
Would
wait
be
till we get
my-
storm home and then look into it.
That's fine too.
The only thing I'd want to get are some more arrows.
Are you
Well, you
running
could get
low?
special arrows.
Are you running low on arrows?
Are you actually keeping
Slightly
track of arrows?
confused. Try to? I try to. I do. But like one slot says 15 and the other slot says 60, so I which is
Yeah, if I remember correctly, when you took oh god, that's bright.
Fern.
When you took Fern's arrows, she had quite a few, and your character
Okay.
started off with about 20. So you probably
okay.
the 60 is
Unless
the
you want to
60 is
find
probably right.
fancy
Okay.
arrows.
Yeah, I'll just stick with these for now.
How many health and how many Pringle potions does everybody have at this point in time? I have one of each.
currently-
One of each.
I have 2 of the healing.
I
No
have
Pringle?
I have 3 regular healing potions.
Three regular, you said?
Yes.
No Pringle?
No.
Zara?
Wait, how much were the Pringle potions?
It's still 50.
Yeah, 50 GP apiece. It's
I
in
think
it's in your quick notes.
Okay. Then I think I did get the Pringle.
They were the same cost. The Pringle and the regular were the same cost. They just healed different, and there was only so many Pringle that she had to sell.
What do you have? What do you have, Zara?
My thing just says potion of healing, and I just have 2.
Okay. And Xander, you're like me, you got one of each?
Mhm.
So we have at most 2 Pringle potions. 1, 2, 3,
We
4.
have 7 of the regular.
7 normal. Do we think
Yep.
that's enough, or do you think we should try to get some more? Because if we're
I'm
going
gonna
to
buy
go
some
into
more.
this.
I'd like to have each of us carry at least 2 potions.
Okay. So we need at least one more health, one more Pringle for you and me.
Unless the
Beak,
bird
how
How
has
are
it.
you on supplies? Is Beak here?
Beak?
Yes.
How are you on supplies in all of this?
So I do have a question. Did I somehow get my weapons since I just teleported out because we didn't have a chance for me to play? So,
Yes. Oddly enough,
can you hear me at all?
Yes, we can hear you.
yes, I can hear you. You can hear me, right? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I
Clear.
can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, oddly enough, Geek, you did get even though when you disappeared, when you were in the cave inside the cage, you did not have any of your gear. When you reappeared there in Grimmick's office, you had all the things on your character sheet. Did you copy that? No, I think Shapley's having issues.
Shapley always has issues. I mean, this is more PC on this time around, though, right?
Technical issues.
Okay, my bad.
There we are.
Remember the whole mimic conversation we had earlier today? Shapley has
Yeah.
issues. Or Beak has
Yeah.
issues.
So one of the things I was disappeared for a second there to go get is this giant folder of almost every magic item that I could possibly find for you guys, and
Nice.
the appropriate cost of said items. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I had that in case you guys wanted to buy anything crazy.
Sure, what does the store have magic item wise? I'll take the bait, DM. Make you
Yeah,
happy.
I'm
No.
interested in
No,
magic
I mean,
items.
well,
Hit
so
me with
Zerish-
your best shot. Da, da, da.
How much for a
Zereshak is
new arm?
not.
How much for a new arm?
For a new arm,
Yeah, I'm sure you have it.
like a warforged arm that has. I mean, what exactly would you be looking for? Like
Strength enhancements
increase.
are cannons.
So
I've been
The-
playing
the
Cyberpunk,
tech-
I'm sorry.
yeah, the cannon thing doesn't exist. Though a wand sheath is a thing, as well as arm blades. As far as strength enhancements,
The wand sheath sounds kind of cool. I'm guessing you put a wand of insert magic spell here into your arm and just kind of fire from there.
basically, if you have a wand of any kind, you can put it into the sheath, and then you don't need a free hand to use it.
Okay. So like
Yeah,
wand
yeah, you
of
could flavor
fireball.
it as fire in it.
Well, fireball,
Yeah.
wand of burning hands.
Was that Shapley that just joined back?
Can you hear
I
me?
heard somebody join on
Barely.
Discord.
Clear.
Yeah, I was able to hear you, Shapley.
You were? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Oh, yeah, my internet just cut out and then cut back on. So I have no idea what the hell happened. Is my voice coming in any better?
Yeah, I
I'd
think
say
it is.
I'd say it's probably a little better than it was.
You're easier to understand.
All right. Hopefully
Yeah.
it stays that way.
So as far as that arm goes, Xander, Zereshak is not a artifice wise, it's not an advanced town. So you probably wouldn't be able to find that here. But if you were to find it elsewhere, it would probably run you about 1,200 gold.
I figured the DM would want to play with his notes. You're welcome.
Well, specifically, somebody mentioned Zara getting arrows, like +1 arrows and things like that.
X. How much is a +1 shield?
A +1 shield.
Are we buying Odin something here?
Maybe. But think of it this way: if we get split mail and a +1 shield, if it's cheaper than 1,500, it's the same
Yeah.
armor class.
It's the same. Yeah.
Puts me at 21.
Yeah, it would still put you to 21.
Yeah, because Splint would give you the 17, and then the +1 shield would put you up, to make up the difference.
And defensive
Okay.
fighting style.
Yeah. So a +1 shield I have as actually that's 1,200.
Oh, wow.
So the same price essentially.
Yeah, I mean you'd save 100 Galifar by going that route.
So plate's 15. This step is 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, that's not that bad because the shield can always carry over if we get plate mail later, like find it or whatnot.
Right. Xander, what do you have in gold?
I still say we wait until we get there and get paid the 500.
That's fine.
We can at least do one of the, do the armor or something.
Yeah, if you want to buy the armor to
If you
begin
want to
with,
buy the
it's
armor.
flint mail. For,
I'll buy the armor.
because you should have
All right.
200, correct? Or however, DM, sorry.
Split mail? No, I mean you're going off of the same thing I am. So split mail is 200 Galifar, and you can just look it up in the compendium and drag it over once you deduct the gold.
Some
Okay.
DMs give it a higher price and make us diploma size down.
Yeah. So the one thing about Eberron is that House Cannith sets these prices. They have a standard and they set the prices, and once it's at that price, that's the price no matter where you are,
Okay, nice.
unless you want something fancy with it. So that's one of the things that the industrialized kind of world that you're in is you don't have a bunch of blacksmiths just being like, yeah, nobody makes armor except for me, I can charge more.
What's the quality?
Oh, wow.
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
my
way
back.
louder now.
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Woo. Sorry. Hey, I fixed my mic.
Yay. All right. So yeah,
You sound a little shaken.
as far as quality goes, the House Cannith is the measure of quality. Think of it as like a like House Galanda runs all the inns, and you have like sanitation inspections, things like that. You go up to a drive-through or a hotel, and it says that they have an A rating for like sanitation and health inspections and things like that. It's pretty much that. You're not an armorer who's going to make a lot of money unless you have the House Cannith seal, and that defines that basic level of quality. So
So it was called Flint Mail?
Splint.
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 So at least up to armor class 1, pick up the shield. That'll at least match plate mail, or full plate, what they call it here. Plate armor. And then if we get plate armor earlier, the +1 shield still stands. And then I'll take his splint mail.
What should I do with my chainmail? Just sell it?
You certainly can. Trade it in. So chainmail.
75.
You could. Yeah, chainmail you could sell. The guy says he'll take it off your hands for says 35 gold.
I'll take that.
Slightly used, a couple blood stains, probably a few shit smears.
No, nothing that bad.
I'm sure it's torn in a few places. You went down, didn't you?
It's got some. He like goes to inspect it before he buys it. He's like, "Is that church rubble?"
Yeah, let's talk about that, shall we?
You have
Reopening
quite
that
the
old
eye,
wound.
sir.
You have quite the eye. Yes, it is. Captain, why don't you fill him in on that one?
Yeah, it's super weird. The church just fell apart.
Yeah.
People weren't
All
giving
right,
out
I
donations.
put the split armor.
Anything else you guys wanna buy?
Are there magical capes in your magical book of items?
There are not very many magical items that you could buy in the city of Zarashok.
Okay.
I would say that +1 arrows is something that Zara could buy. As far as
So, what I was trying to say before my internet crashed, since we got teleported out, I didn't have a chance to grab my bag when we had left off.
yes, yeah. So oddly enough, when you reappeared in Grimmick's office, you have everything on your person that's on your character sheet.
Well, this is odd, but
Indeed.
I'm not going to question it.
So there's a couple of other things if you guys are looking for magic items. Not really much in the way of spell scrolls. Potions of healing, you already know it's available. And let's see if there's anything else here. These guys are hunters, so things like bracers of archery would be available for 3,000 gold.
Ooh.
+1 arrows. Let's see if this is even a Okay. Yep, that's not even a thing. Yeah, that's about it for Zarashok, anyways. I'll be sure to have Stormhome appropriately stocked. It's a much more
Yeah, it's like a bigger place.
busy and prominent city back in
Right.
real civilization within the Five Nations and all that. All right, so
I definitely want to buy potions. Zara, did you want to buy arrows? I think I've
What was
said you
that?
get
Was that a magic item
So-
that gave you the +1 to arrows? Or
No, +1 arrows. +1 arrows are a little expensive. They're 25 Galifar a piece, but they give you a +1 to your attack rolls and your damage rolls, and they count as magical items for things that you need that for.
Is there such thing as a +1 bow? In 5e?
There is.
Okay.
Yep.
I think I'd probably prefer to do the bow, depending.
Let's see. Where is my +1? Da-da-da-da. Oh, I think that would just fall under +1 weapon. Period.
Actually, here's a fun question. How much can we get when we sell the second Null Mirax?
we already did.
Oh, you already did? You got that in there? Okay.
Unless you're talking about the one that you're
No.
carrying.
No.
Yeah, we sold the second one, and the third one went with Dalen when he disappeared. We lost those corrupting gauntlets whenever he disappeared too.
The one corrupted gauntlet that the Rook had that tried to crawl away and got eldritch blasted. Dalen still has that.
Yep.
So
Remind me to jump the fucking dwarf next time we see him.
So if you
Good
wanted to buy a +1 bow, Zara, that would be That would be 1,000 Galifar.
Never
How
mind.
much- You don't have 1,000?
No, I have 582.
Sounds like you'll have 1,000 after the trip.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think for the most part, as long as we're good with our healing, let's go ahead and do the trip. Get paid the 500 and do shopping then.
Well, I want to buy some more potions before we
Yeah.
go, but then yes.
Potion to heal. Yeah, besides potions.
How many Pringle potions are available when we stop in today?
3.
We're going to be her best customer.
There are 3 Half-Root potions of healing, also known as Pringle potions, and pretty much as many regular potions of healing as you can possibly buy.
So, Captain and Zara, you do not have a Pringle potion at this time, right?
Correct.
So you each need to buy one.
Beak would not have one
Okay.
either. So, Beak, you might want to buy one as well.
I will buy one. My internet is acting like Beak does and going in and out of existence.
All right.
And those are 50 GP apiece.
Yes, they are. Beak's big problem here is that he ain't got no money.
I will buy one for Beak and hand it to him.
You have saved me again.
Yeah,
I will
let's
get this.
Beak, you can add a Half-Root potion of healing or a Pringle potion, you can call it, to your inventory.
Okay.
It works exactly like a normal potion of healing. It just does it's 2d4 plus 4 instead of 2d4 plus 2, and there's a little added bonus. If you do more than 9 points of healing, you get you add your proficiency bonus to something.
I think it's your saves and ability checks
Yeah, any
for like
saving
24
throws.
hours.
Yeah, you add your proficiency bonus to any saving throws you make, including if you're already proficient.
Okay, so it doubles it if you are.
Yeah, yeah. If you're proficient, you basically just add that again.
I know just the pocket to put it in.
I'd also like to buy just 2 more regular potions of healing.
All right.
And those are 50 GP apiece as well.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And Pringle is hiding behind the counter while you guys are doing this. This time he does not come back out and try to play with you guys at all.
Good,
No idea why.
Yeah, no clue. Anybody else need to buy some potions?
I'm good.
I'll grab a Pringle potion.
All right, so the 3 Pringle potions went to Zara, Captain Rye, and Beak,
Mm-hmm.
and those are the only 3 that exist. So if you want to buy any more potions, it's going to be regular ones.
Mhm.
And Pen can only make so many. And she does ask you, she says, "Hey, so you guys have taken a couple of these now. What do they taste like? Could we improve the taste?"
They're pretty tasty. Maybe like a little carbonation.
Carbonation, interesting. Pringle, write that down. And then she looks back to you and says, "I'm just kidding. I'll write it down." And she writes it down.
What is your name, miss?
Oh, right. I haven't met you before. I am Pin, and you see before you, Beak, is a halfling woman, of House Jarasco. They are basically the House of Healing, and so they sell all the potions of healing and stuff like that. And she is a halfling, stands about 4 feet tall. Her hair is pulled back into a ponytail, kind of a brownish red color, and she does have the dragon mark of healing on her hand, and it kind of goes up her wrist a little bit.
Okay. Nice to meet you, ma'am. Hen?
Yes, it's nice to meet you as well. I don't think I've met someone quite like you out here before.
I'm just traveling through at the moment.
All right. Well, if you're with these guys, they seem to have enough gold to sustain themselves and then some. So, you should look forward to all sorts of different experiences.
I see we've made the same assessment of them. Yes.
Indeed. And then she looks down behind the counter and she says, "Pringle, do you want to say hi to a new friend?" And you just hear from behind the counter this. Yeah, Pringle's shy right now for one reason or another. She looks at the rest of the party.
I did not do it.
It's been great seeing you, Ben.
Did you guys fuck a pig?
No, we
It's
did
a-
not. But tentacles were involved, so
He beat me to it.
Yeah, so we're just gonna leave that
on
one
that
there.
note, back to the
On
ship.
that note, bye.
All right, and you guys go ahead and leave, and back to the ship it is.
I think so. Did anybody else? Zara, were you picking up any arrows?
No, I think I'm covered actually.
And we'll just need all the magic weapons to overcome resistance on the travel there.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
All right. So you guys are back aboard the Stormhound. Captain Rye, Cookie has had received your message from Dagrid, and everything is ready as you board the ship, and he tells you as much.
Fantastic. You're a good man, Cookie.
Thank you, Captain. And he kind of looks over and he says, "Are we taking on wildlife?"
In a manner of speaking, we're not too sure about him yet.
I understand, Captain. If everything is ready, on your order, we will disembark.
Well, everybody ready?
Rock and roll.
Do it.
All
Let's
right.
go.
And Beak, you've never seen this before, but it is it's kind of interesting that the thing that happens with this ship. Water shoots up and forms a semicircle over the top of the vessel, and it's at this point that you notice the ship doesn't have any sails. Blue streaks of magical energy pulse along the hull of the ship and through the ring, faster and faster until you can't even discern the frequency, and it looks like the ship is just humming with energy. And as you stand there on the gangway, the Warforged first mate says, "Welcome aboard the Stormhound. I am Cookie, the first mate. I can have a room prepared for you, with a little space for your things. The captain does request that you do not brandish your weapons on board."
Okay, Cookie. Thank you. Hey guys, what the fuck is this?
That's a Warforge.
Yeah.
named Cookie.
Or what
A-
now?
A Warforged is basically a sentient golem. It's basically a magic robot.
That's why I was. No, I know what it is. I was gonna be like the confused because Beak has grown up in the shady slums. I don't think they'd probably have this there. Maybe.
Yeah, you're this could very well be the first Warforged you've ever met in person.
Yeah, Xander's like serious, like we served in the war, so Warforged. Duh, like he's confused why you're confused.
Yeah, Rhinarian would be confused too because Cookie's been around forever. Yeah, this is my first mate. This is Cookie.
It's just weird. Apparently, he thinks the Warforged is the weird one, says the bird.
So Cookie goes ahead and orders the men to pull up the gangplank or the gangway, and in his usual tone, but obviously louder than normal, he says, "Make fast the bow lines." And the crew achieves this by tapping the bow lines twice, and the lines uncoil themselves out of their knots, tying them to the pier, and they coil perfectly on the deck of the Stormhound. And he has them do the same with the stern and port lines, and the ship lurches free of the docks, free floating, and everyone feels the deck below their feet start shifting at odd angles. For most of you, you felt this before. It's a boat. And then the men stow away their lines and go about their business. And let's go and look at the continent here. Probably want to zoom out a little bit for this. So here is Zarashak. The path that you'll be taking, Captain, is down through the Zarash Bay, around to the Bay of Madness, past the Crescent Bay, and then through the Barren Sea. Past a bunch of other ominously named bays,
Because this looks completely safe.
through the Bitter Sea, and then
Why is it going to be so bitter? We left peacefully.
Better than being
it's actually
salty.
it's also salty, but it is bitter due to the cold up north. You guys have experienced rather warm weather for it being this time of year. And eventually you'll come down to Stormhome.
That's gonna take us a long while, isn't it? We're on the other side of the continent.
Said about a week.
Impressive.
It is impressive. That's right.
Cookie does
I thought you'd like that.
Cookie does kind of overhear this and say, the Stormhound can travel 480 miles per day on normal seas. Once we get out of the Zarash Bay, we'll really be able to open her up, and we'll travel at a nice steady pace. According to Lila, this trip will take a total of 3,160 miles and will take just over 6 days to get to Stormhome.
Satisfactory, Xander. 6 days.
All right, ship got the zoomies. Let's go.
I'm impressed.
All right. I have to try to
easiest-
restart my.
Yes.
Sorry, out of character. I got to try to restart my computer. My mouse won't click for some reason. I can't actually click on a single thing.
Did you turn the mouse off and on?
Yeah, I've turned the mouse off and on. I've gotten new batteries. My keyboard works. I can alt tab around, but I can't click on anything right now.
Pull the USB out, blow it out, and put it back in.
It's not a Nintendo cartridge.
You'd be surprised
yeah, I
what
mean,
that works. What that works for, though. It's crazy.
well, it's weird. The mouse moves on the screen, but anytime I click on something, the click doesn't register.
Weird.
All
So
right.
I think I
well,
just got to restart. But Cookie
How
knows
about-
what to do on the ship.
That's for fun.
how about we all take a little 5-minute break?
Okay.
That works.
Yeah. Sorry,
Alright.
guys. Like I can't zoom out or anything.
You're good.
Well,
man.
that's fine. I gotta run downstairs and get some dinner, anyways.
Okay. I will be right back.
All right, 5-minute break, guys.
My throat is killing me.
Okay, so Xander is back.
What up?
Let's hope we get to stab something soon.
Here's hoping I don't break another bow.
It's okay.
That was just
I don't have heavy armor on. It's okay.
Who's killing who?
I know what you're talking about.
Everybody.
Nice. My mouse still isn't working.
Do you have another one?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying another USB port real quick. Yeah, let me go find my other one.
Bless you. I don't know who that was, but bless you.
The wife.
Wait, whose wife?
Dun dun dun.
Well, I can hear while I'm trying to
Okay.
find my other mouse. I just can't do anything else.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take some time. Alrighty. Take some time to sail along the Zarash Bay. And actually got a fun little thing I can pull up here. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Thank you. Now I have food. All right, so we are looking at 23 Olaroon.
All right, new mouse seems to have fixed it.
Nice. I'll double check the
Huzzah.
drivers later on.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys leave Zarashak and are in the Zarash Bay floating along. Let's go to the Stormhound here. Reacquaint ourselves with it. Also, I need to add B. That's not good. Thought I had added something to this.
I do like your little teleportation arrows still. That's still so fun. Welcome back, Marnarian.
Hey, thanks.
All right. Just real quick, I'm gonna spin up Beak here.
Considering Chaplain's not coming back, should we just have him blink out anyway?
Oh, is he not?
Yeah, Messenger says his internet's down.
Oh. Well, I'll still
What
set
message?
his
I missed
token
that.
up.
Hmm?
What message?
There's the group message.
In the group chat.
Oh, that's right. I had that shit muted. You can't blame me. I go in there after like a half a day of not looking into that chat, and there's like 80 messages in there.
How to fix that? Don't wait 3 or 4 days to check it.
I wait a half a day and I check, and there's that many there.
It hasn't been, well, depends who's posting.
Depends on the day.
Depends who's active in the chat and what day.
All right.
Ah,
So now, sorry, I'm just adding Beak, his actual token there, and now he's in a room. All right. So you guys are aboard the Stormhound. Recall that there are 5 layers to the Stormhound, and on this 3rd layer here, this red square is actually over here on the 4th layer. That way we're not doubling up on who's where, and it gets confusing. And on the 5th layer, the only the spaces in the green square are places you can be. Note that this space right here is kind of not where anybody's ever going to be, except for maybe Captain Rye. Any questions?
Nope.
All right. So now aboard the Stormhound, you guys get underway. Just kind of let's go over what you guys are doing while on board. Xander.
Spending time with the crew down in the ship's mess hall. Getting to know them. Learning what I can. Like, basically, if you're breaking bread with people, they like you more.
All right. Odin.
I joined him with that because, yeah, it's fun.
Plus,
All
we're drinking
right.
Rhinarian rum.
Hey guys, I found this special looking bottle of rum. Let's crack it open.
Zara, you are inhabiting a room here with Thorn.
Mhm.
What are you doing while on board?
Just chilling. Not really being overly
Social.
yeah, but not being antisocial necessarily.
So not
It's
being
there.
Fern, but kind of being Fern.
No, she's not being Fern. She's being Zara. Completely different.
Yeah. All right. And Captain Rye.
Oh, I'm sure I'd have my normal duties, but at some point I would have rounded up the party just because I think there's a couple things we should talk about before we get to Storm Home.
Okay. Through the normal course of the day, there's always, a couple of there's a couple of sailors that are in the mess hall. You could invite the party to your personal quarters, or you could
I imagined it as personal quarters. Like, hey, everybody, let's secret meeting. Let's talk about all the shit that we found out.
All right. Everybody head to the captain's personal quarters.
Hey, Captain.
There were a few things we found out that I don't think we talked about yet, and I don't know if anybody has knowledge of these things. Because I don't think we've ever asked, so I just want to have a little powwow of heads, see if anybody knows anything about, the Corruptor or the Dark Six or these names that keep getting dropped. So maybe we have some idea of, what we might be heading into. Do those names ring any bells for you guys?
That's what we can do, DM. I think
Oh,
the
come on.
Corruptor
This is my
Gauntlets,
time
I
to
was
speak.
the Corruptor
You get no
Gauntlets.
time.
I wasn't there, so I have no idea if we made rolls in or not, or what's going on.
I don't think we've ever made rolls about these things, but would we know the name the Corruptor, or does he fit into the Dark Six? Who are the Dark Six? Is
So
anybody here familiar with these?
you guys would know some. You would know basically like a little bit about the Dark Six. You know that they are the Devourer, who is a kind of a is kind of represents nature's wrath. There's also the Fury, represents passion and revenge. Kind of comes up a lot during war. The Keeper, who he has a weird little history to him. Basically, if you're a show off with all your fancy things, the Keeper is likely to snatch your soul before it can reach Dolur, which is also called Hell, or I guess it's the Eberron version of Hell, and he adds you to his army. But a lot of this is just kind of rhetoric. There's also the Mockery, who is you're kind of he kind of encourages cruel and treacherous behavior. There's the Shadow, exactly what it sounds like: forbidden knowledge, ambition, temptation. And then there's the Traveler. And among shifters, Zara, the Traveler is probably most prominent among shifter communities. It's honestly kind of said that maybe the Traveler had something to do with the creation of shifters to begin with, but who knows if it's true? That was thousands of years ago. And that's about it. And nobody called the Corruptor. Usually, whereas the sovereigns embody pillars of civilization like agriculture, commerce, industry, the Dark Six represent frightening and destructive forces. So it would stand to reason that some people follow the Dark Six as a religion, and some of those people are evil, probably more so than those who follow the sovereigns. And but nothing that directly relates to anybody called the Corruptor.
Okay. So then another follow-up question to Xander and to Odin. Who hired you guys for your mission for Mognir? Who knew that Mognir was the one that had killed and where to find him?
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that information. Xander's gonna tell you the information.
I know it was Agent Cole, but I don't know much more about Agent Cole than the name, so I didn't know if they knew.
I'll give you any information that Xander has.
So Odin and Xander were hired by Agent Cole, and Xander, you can choose what to share here.
Everything.
You knew that he is a Null assassin. You knew that he killed Quando de Orion, and you were told the significance of that, and that the house generally wanted to keep it quiet because it would look like a failure on the house to have what he was working on be stopped. It would be seen as a failure on the entire house, and Agent Cole told you that.
Agent Cole came from House Orion?
Yes.
Okay.
And you were also told by Tanis when she introduced him.
Okay, see, yeah, I didn't have it written down. Notes weren't very good back then.
And it was... Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, then you might want to stick around because I have a feeling I know where this next question's going. Did the names Loranes and Harvin mean anything to anybody?
Only their last names.
Okay. I couldn't remember if we asked that last time. Okay, that's all. Meeting adjourned. Thanks for coming. Thanks for sharing your information so freely.
Rug.
Enjoy my rum.
Happily, we have permission.
So you guys go back down to the ship's mess.
Sure.
I'll join him.
All right.
I mean, basically, the way I see it, it's not that far from deck if something actually happens. So, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna put Odin down there. It's creepy that he stayed behind.
With the careful Rhinarian, he has those mustaches.
I'm
Yes,
a sucker for a
mustache.
good mustache.
As everyone leaves, Captain, you're in your quarters, and you know that there's a guard outside, but you also feel as if you are not quite alone in the room.
I'm gonna walk over and lock this window after last time.
All right. You you do. This is actually a door leading out to
sorry.
the balcony.
Yeah. I think of it as like a windowed door.
Oh yeah,
Or
yeah,
like
it
a
does have a little window on it.
fancy thing. Yeah, sorry, but yes. I'll lock that and I'll just. Are you there?
How did my gifts serve you?
They were interesting, but power the power wasn't quite there. Not something that's gonna just get me out of my situation. Not something that's gonna
grows.
Well, how can I grow my power?
The relationship between you and I grows, and as it does, so does the power.
Like a good start to a good relationship's names, right? I'm Rhinarian.
You don't get a response.
You're working real hard from your end, I see. That's okay. I'll win you over with time.
And you suddenly feel very alone.
All right, or maybe I won't.
Now, meanwhile, Xander, Odin, and Zara are down in the ship's mess, and Torin, the dragonborn cook, has brought out a kind of a Brunswick stew, as well as refilling the rum for the three of you. The sailors are on duty and have to get back soon, but they are excited to hear some things. They say, hey, look, we went to the Glen River Delta. We know you guys did fighting. Tell us about it.
Sure. There we were, surrounded by undead gnolls. Do you actually want me to, you actually want me to actually buy you time so you can eat, don't you, DM?
Yeah, and then what happened?
So what all did we do? So we got a dragon, and I grabbed Thorn by the scruff of the neck and hold him up. We found a dragon.
Oi! Don't grab him like that.
We found her. I'm not sure if you guys realize this or not. That's not the same one we came with.
Are you sure? She has that same look to her, like she don't want to talk to us.
I know, it's a very similar look when you say something and she looks like she's going to kill you. Yeah. I know that look. The other one, what did the other one do? Like wandered off and what was it again?
You're gonna tell the story of Fern's
I wasn't
death
there.
in the presence of Zara, as if it's not emotionally damaging.
Oh, whoa. Okay, Zara, can I tell the story of your death of your sister, or is that too emotional for you?
Well, seeing as how it's been 16 years since I've seen you, go for it.
See, Sky Boys, I'm good. But we went to this cave. First off, we went to a lot of caves. So the first cave we went in there, didn't like the wall talk to us or something?
The wall.
It's like you gotta get a gateway. Like I'm pretty sure I'm like too many rums in right now.
Yeah, feel free to chime in and fill in the blanks, Zara.
Oh. But I wasn't there, so how am I supposed to know?
I nudged the
It was a gate.
shit.
so
It
I
wasn't a
nudged
wall.
the sailor C. Different. She would have fallen for that. If it was the same person.
And so one of the sailors turns to Odin and says, "Oi, you were there too." I think he's had too much to drink.
Something like that.
Okay. But yeah, we would actually tell them the story how we actually closed the gateway with the druids. And what were we fighting at the one cave entrance? They kept on coming.
We fought.
Dolgons and Dolgrims.
There they are. We did lose Fern, and I go ahead and raise my cup up for that. And drink. And then we killed a bunch of women and children witherlings. Maybe I shouldn't have added that to the story.
No.
I mean, they were technically dead, but undead.
So we deaded them.
Made them dead again. Re-deaded them.
So you undeaded the undead. I made them re-dead.
Final death. Yeah. And then actually, I smack him in the back a few times. This guy right here. So we had the biggest, nastiest snow there. I'm pretty sure it fell in love with Odin. He was just enchanted and charmed by Odin.
And the
It was quite comical.
the sailors are a little
Confused.
just enthralled by your story, and they says, "Well, did they spend a little time together?"
Yes. Wait. Odin?
No.
All right.
Nah, like he actually
Well.
just kind of pokes the fucking rune on his. Where do you put your runes at, Odin?
Cloud runes on the shield, stone runes on the chest.
She kind of like taps your chest. That thing right there. Now, most of the time, that's where boobs are.
I like boobs.
Yeah, apparently
we
so
all?
did Mognir. Mognir likes moobs, apparently.
Boobs.
But yeah, I'm basically making shit up, telling fun, stupid stories to sailors, let them eat it up, and we're all drinking. Like, I have no intention of being serious with the story.
Give me a performance check with advantage.
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Isn't charisma like one of your things?
Yeah. But I don't have him the skill. But yeah. So I'm not proficient in it. A 1 and a fucking 2.
So, you know, Zara, you're there and you hear Xander telling the story. And even for the parts you weren't there for, you're like, man, story kind of sucks.
Feel free to chime in, either of you two, to help out.
As the night goes on, hey, I paused for like 4 seconds. As the night goes on, and you guys get some talking in. You know, 2 sailors will leave to go about their duties, and 2 more will come down to eat some of that stew. And
So
and,
I
you know,
tried
they-
the
they
story
ask-
again with the new 2. I'm gonna perfect this fucking story.
All right, so give you a performance check with advantage. All right.
Hey.
There we
This
go.
time you tell the same story. You hit the same beats again, and this time the sailors are just on the edges of their seats, and they're looking over at Zara as if she wasn't there for half of it, and just like, did you hear that? That's amazing. And they're just like enthralled, and one of them was like, and then one of them leans in and he says, hey, you know, I don't want to be too loud about this, but what was the captain's deal in all this? How was he involved? Did he do anything daring or
It was our artillery.
He was pretty spot on for his job. Very reliable.
So
He blew a lot of hot wind.
So he took out a lot of monsters and bad guys too.
With fire. And
Oh yeah.
he was our artillery. Hurling magic from the back lines.
He dropped a wall on me.
He dropped a wall on you.
Oh, and you can get over that
like a
anytime.
whole. Was it a whole wall?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but there were also some monsters around him too. He just didn't get out of the way fast enough.
That's what gets you
How
guys
would you know
talking.
you were there?
That's what gets you guys talking. The wall. that. Like, the entire time I tried getting. Fuck it. There, throws up his hands and goes back to drinking. His hands goes back to drinking.
So you know, they are equally impressed with their captain and the fact that the paladin can take a wall and still be, you know, drinking
Fighter.
rum with them. Or yeah, that's right. I keep getting the two.
The
of you mixed
paladin
up.
would have stepped out of the way of the wall.
Yeah.
We do. The paladin did one shot the war chief though. So there
Talking
we
about
were.
yourself in third person.
Yeah, there we were. About 90 feet to cover. There were 5 gnolls with bows and arrows. And the war chief was talking shit at the far end. We were all pretty hurt. If we had to do a scale of like 1 to 20, if we added them all together, we wouldn't be above 20. So what we did, I used the Odin as a human shield, and we went straight through the hail of arrows till we were close enough that I can bring down some divine smiting on the war chief and took him out with one swipe. Is that what you wanted earlier, DM?
Yeah.
So here's what I realized. When I'm telling the story, don't pause for feedback from Zara or Odin. That was the difference
Nope.
between the 5 and the 20. Better pacing.
Nice. The you know, the sailors are very happy and a little proud to hear that their captain kicked ass as well. But are also kind of looking up to you guys as like, hey, you know, going through the barren sea should be no no problem at all with these guys aboard.
Why would it be a problem if we weren't aboard?
Oh, you know, I mean, the Barren Sea, it passes by the demon wastes. And, the demon waste is full of demons.
There we
You know,
go. There we go.
demons and all sorts of manner of creature. They even say that there is a kraken.
Well, let's just hope that we're cracking lacking.
Crack-a-lackin'?
That was
They,
bad.
yeah, they kind of go. They all just kind of nod and smile and go back to eating their soup. You know. Yeah, sure. Crack-a-lackin'. And
I think Zara said it too. I'm pretty sure she did.
Zara said crack-a-lackin' as well.
What did she say?
Yeah.
Jesus. We're the lamest party ever.
No, I've seen worse. Let me tell you about these 3 vampires I know.
So, yeah, as the night goes on and the first night, you guys are able to get to as far as you get out of the Zarash Bay,
We
and
don't
you
see the
start.
map, by the way.
I guess I can go back to the map.
Is that what you were expecting? I'm sorry.
You make it out of the Zarash Bay and all the way here into the open ocean. You really feel the Stormhound pick up the pace. And let's see here. You got too many screens open. That's true. So, Captain Rye, you know that this is pretty on par with Lila's documentation that she provided to you. There doesn't appear to be a storm on the horizon. It's noticeably cooler the farther north you go, and especially being out on the ocean. Out in the night sky, you see 2 moons that are kind of the biggest. And the the biggest one is Baracus the Lantern. It's a bright gray moon. It's definitely a new moon. Meanwhile, you see Air the Anvil, which is big silver, slightly different than gray, I guess. And Siphoros, smoky gray and shadowy. So lots of gray moons are prominent in the night sky, as well as the ring of Sybaris. Yellow scattered, almost looks like stars, but they're way too close. Circle the planet. And we'll go back to Stormhound.
I gotta interrupt for a moment. I am going to sign off for a bit for the night. I'm sorry. I feel like hell. I just for the information. I just threw up everything I ate today, so I'm kind of done. Xander, have my character sheet. Did the thing. Good night, everybody.
Way to
I'm
go,
sorry.
Dan.
All right, man.
You put another player to sleep
Yeah.
in your lore.
better.
I wish you put me to sleep. I wish it wasn't this.
Yeah, I literally made him sick with my lore. That's
Right.
fair.
No, I enjoy your lore.
Have a good night. Feel better.
Yeah, feel better, man.
I'm gonna try. Good night, guys.
See ya.
Alright.
All right. So, 2 down, Ready to
Yeah.
go.
Do we keep going?
I
Don't
think
see
so.
Why not?
Okay.
Oh, can we do the Sapley also? It's
Yeah,
the
we
core
lost
group
Shapley,
now.
too.
All right. So there are 12 moons, right? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, if we keep going. All right. So
Every
so
player
yeah,
we
you get
lose becomes a moon.
Get it right.
13th
Pull your
moon,
pants up.
Fern. So so yeah, you guys are up there. Rhinarian, since it's your crew, go ahead and give me some go ahead and give me a couple of perception checks. We'll say I've got a list of who's doing it. Go ahead and give me 3 perception checks without advantage.
Okay.
All right. So very uneventful evening. Cookie, right before you go to bed, you normally check in with Cookie. Just kind of, get the lay of the land on how the crew's doing. And he does tell you that some of the crew are beginning to talk about what a badass you are. With every telling of the story, it seems to get better and better your hands can literally light an entire room on fire, and there were monsters as big as the ship itself, and you crush them with a single thought.
I love that. That's what's get. I love how that is what gets taken away from Xander's story.
And the crew seem really excited to hear that you were not just a bystander in these adventures. But other than that, the ship's running smooth. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. Though Cookie does say that he says, "Captain, I cannot find the bird person."
Let's not worry too much yet. He seems like he might have a thing for just disappearing. We're not too sure what he is or what's kind of going on there.
Should I be concerned about the goods we have stored on board?
I don't think so. It doesn't strike me that way. If it would make you feel better, Cookie, feel free to, post a guard, but I don't think we need to worry.
All right. Okay, so Cookie goes ahead and bids you good night, and we begin the second day of travel. I'll go ahead and bring us back to the continent map. So
this would be 24 Olerin now.
This is now 24. And you guys make it up to here. Right outside of the Crescent Bay. And this is where you can start to see this little peninsula of the Demon Wastes. It is, you see off in the distance, right about here is if you're zoomed out, I don't know.
Yeah, I see what you're pinging.
Right about here, there's a giant volcano, and looks like it's surrounded completely by a lake of fire, though it's probably lava. And the black sands of all the beaches just go on for as far as the eye can see, except for these little lava rivers. And as well as you guys get closer to this peninsula, you see that there are large large swaths of kind of an off green. It's definitely not grass, but it's something.
Off Grace. Do any of us recognize it? Would I have seen it before in my travels? This off gray grass? Or the tit?
This it's more or less a you guesstimate as other sailors have that it's a kind of algae, but you don't really know for sure because nobody sets down in the demon ways.
Nobody goes out for a swim around here.
No, definitely not. Any downtime activities for the three of you?
I mage hand some of that algae up.
Oh,
Just
it's far away. I mean, if we're looking at where the Stormhound is.
Oh, it's on the coast. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's
yeah,
on the coast.
yeah.
There's just large swaths of it.
I gotcha. Downtime activities. Let me check what those are again.
Not really. I'm just gonna keep talking with the crew. Easiest $500 I ever made. Fuck, I jinxed it.
Yeah, why would you say that?
Oh, really?
Was
No,
that so?
The second day passes very uneventfully, and the beginning of the third day does as well. You guys make it all the way up to the Demon Song channel, and the night has set in, and still no sign of Beak. And Xander, it's just every night down in the ship's mess, whoever will listen.
Yeah, and that's not much story time. I want to do a lot of listening to them as well, so I can learn stuff.
Okay.
It's one that, like I said, like, being a bounty hunter, I need to learn about things.
Okay.
Like how to do his job.
You learn some things about.
I come down here and start seeing if I can't like put a hole in the fucking side of his ship.
You learn a couple of things from the crew. One that most of them are not necessarily that fond of House Lyrandar, but much like yourself, it's well paying. And a couple of them are refugees from the war, and a lot of them were just up in the Lazar Principalities the entire time. A couple of them were merchants of some kind up there, traveling merchants of different areas of gray morality.
Basically, the idea is networking, information. If I knew where they came from or things like that, if I need to come back and ask them, I know what their specialties are. It's networking, essentially.
Yeah. You get
that's how I do my job, Rodnarian.
You get a good feel for that, and Captain Rye, you're kept quite busy throughout.
I would assume, yeah.
Throughout the days, and you do. How do I put this? You do feel as if your patron is present on board, just outside of your reach of being able to communicate with him, being able to even feel his power. It's almost as if your connection to your patron has lessened a little bit.
Okay.
And
We're
he has not responded to anything if you've tried to reach out to him.
we're always moving at a pretty quick pace for the ship. There's never any point where we're moving a little slower or anything.
Oh no, it's been full steam ahead.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'll just take note of that then for now. That I can't seem to reach out to him.
The as the night continues on, is anybody spending a lot of time up on the deck?
Odin will.
Just straight up volunteered.
Voluntold.
I would assume to get to, because this is where I control the ship from, right?
Yes. So that is where the water elemental is. That is bound to the ship, thus making it an elemental galleon. You can pass this ward
Yeah, and communicate with it.
and
Right.
communicate with it. Normally, it's not necessary for you to do so. Just being on the ship and you have a magical device that allows you to control it.
Oh, so if I need to turn or something, I don't have to walk up there every time.
No. Generally, the elemental within that housing, much like the elemental that was in the housing of the Warforged Colossus,
Mhm.
is just there as a means of locomotion. The helm here steers the ship.
Okay.
The elemental just obeys your will, and that's actually the power that you have access to as a member of House Lyrandar, as
Okay.
a marked member of House Lyrandar.
Well, I would assume then I would still end up spending some time at some point throughout the day on the helm, just
Okay.
being the captain. And so
And
whatever trips I would make from my quarters to the helm.
okay.
Since Odin is not here in case we actually need something important, Xander will spend an afternoon up on the ship looking at the weaponry.
Okay. The weaponry is about what it was last time. There's a ballista 4 and a mangonel aft.
Is it possible for them to be trained on those weapons at all? Or if they have to use them again while they're on the ship?
Odin was a Marine. Would he have any knowledge?
Odin would know how to operate these weapons.
I'm just thinking if we need to use them again, maybe if people are trained in how to use them, that'll benefit.
Yeah. Odin,
If anybody
Odin
wants
is...
to learn while they're on the ship.
Zara?
Zara will go up and just chill out on deck.
Okay. Late one night, Zara, you kind of lost. You're kind of lost in your thoughts, whatever they may be, and you hear a peculiar sound, something you don't expect to hear in the middle of the ocean. It sounds like the flapping of wings. Do you react in any way?
I'll just kind of like look around, kind of startled, like, because it is such an unusual thing to hear.
Give me a perception check. Let's see here. Yeah, you weren't sure where it came from at first, but then you hear it again, and it's actually atop the. So you're standing next to where the helm is. It's actually atop the building that houses the helm, and above it the elemental. But on the very top of that, you hear it again.
So like up here?
More like it more like
Oh, there.
just farther up this wall. Like eventually, yeah, sure, it would be here, but more like the
Okay.
rooftop of that.
Okay. Out of curiosity, I'll investigate.
Out of
Probably.
curiosity, what now?
I'll investigate, even though it's probably a terrible idea considering my character's history.
Yeah, you catch maybe something in the dark. You're not entirely sure. In order to get a better view, you would have to go up these stairs and get on the back here, and maybe you could see over top the roof of it.
I'm gonna send Thorn to get Xander.
What is it, Lassie?
Where
Is Fern in the well?
you see as Thorn approaches, just kind of bounding towards you, as fast as he can, and just kind of headbutts you in the shin, just very lightly to make sure he has your attention,
Mhm.
and then turns around, runs about 3 steps, and then turns back towards you to make sure you're following.
I follow.
All right. Thorn leads you to where Zara is.
You couldn't have
I
just
see you
shouted.
approaching, and I just like, I kind of look at you, Xander, and just go and point up.
I look up.
You don't
So
see
I
anything.
will, but I'll investigate more.
Give me a perception check, Xander.
Oh, ignore the. My bad. 12.
Yeah. At first you don't see anything, and then you catch a glimpse of something. It looks like just a flash of movement from on top of this building here, or the structure.
Do we know where Rhinarian is?
You would assume it is the quarters.
I go ahead and just knock on the door.
All right. While you're doing that, have Odin make a wisdom saving throw.
He chooses to fail. Oh, give me 1 second. Loading it now.
Let's see. Odin turns to. No, Odin kind of peeks around the corner here and asks Zara if she hears singing.
No. Do I need to do a perception check?
No.
Okay. Okay. But I hear like wings flapping.
Let's see. I'm gonna make some private rules here.
Well, that's a good sign.
Give me a perception check for Odin and Zara. Odin's just kind of like, yeah, it's the strangest thing. I was hearing singing. Zara, as you look past Odin, you see that Lila Korth was sitting over here smoking something, and she's suddenly gotten up and she is approaching the edge of the ship, and she's starting to climb out on the railing, as well as the sailor that was manning the ballista. He's also climbing up on the railing.
I'm gonna make a run for them, assuming they're gonna jump and yell at Open to do the same.
All right.
If Odin sees it, yeah. Because he has shield bash. He can knock him down.
Yeah. Let's see if you're able to get to them. Give me athletics checks for the both of you. All right.
Oh shit.
Oh, jeez.
Zara, you end
She
up
follows in Sage's footsteps.
yeah. You just kind of like point and say, them, they're jumping. And you step forward and fall down these stairs. And just completely face plant at the bottom of the stairs. And you take 3 bludgeoning damage from this. It was pretty rough.
It's because it wasn't a ladder.
Odin, on the other hand, is able to rush over there.
Oh, I just saw
And,
it.
Odin's able to make it over there, and Xander, I'm gonna let you choose. He can only grab one.
The one is that does not look like everyone else on the boat. I assume that one's more important.
he just goes ahead, just wraps his arm around Lila and turns and brings her over, and Lila just kind of yells and says, no, the song. And the other guy, he just jumps overboard. And meanwhile, we'll say probably a few seconds before this happens, Rhinarian, you got a knock at the door, and it's Xander.
Yes.
Something's
in.
up. Just open the door. Something's up, and turn from the door. Just start walking back.
Something's up. Do you have more than that? That's it.
That's it.
Can I
Shit.
send a message to Cookie
Dagrid has the
or Dagger? Sorry, Dagger. Yeah, I see who's at the helm now. Oh no,
yeah, sorry.
Dagrid's no longer at the helm.
Yeah. Dagrid has gone to bed for the night. There is a sailor at the helm.
All right, I'll message whoever would be at the helm. Because I'm assuming there's some sort of an alarm or some way that we have to alarm somebody, whether that would be through Cookie and then Cookie spreading the ship, or me telling whoever's at the helm.
Yeah. You know that there's an orb here. Part of it can only be activated by Dagrid, but the alarm is anybody can do it. So I mean, by the time you were able to just like walk over here and tell this guy, you could also just set off the alarm.
Okay, then I will just set off the alarm. Yeah, if it's right there.
So
All right.
I assume I turned the corner just in time to see Zara go down the stairs.
Yeah, you see Zara, just arms go up and just tumble, and then you see feet, and then you see arms, and looking past her, you see that one of the sailors has jumped overboard, and Odin is holding on to Lila, and
Has anybody called out the dude overboard?
Let's say I yell out, "Man overboard!"
Oh, is that what you were typing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
So Rhinarian, as you activate this orb, the entire ship comes alive with, you start to hear sailors yelling at each other to make sure that they get up. They some of them come rushing up to the deck. I'll actually have them do that in turn order. And this is when after setting off the alarm, do you go back out?
Yeah, I was about to ask if I could use the rest of my movement to come back out here.
Xander and Rhinarian, you hear the sound, the unmistakable sound of flapping wings coming from above you.
Being a seafaring captain, would I be familiar with what this means? Flapping wings and the singing? Or did I guess I didn't hear about the singing yet.
Give me an intelligence check, just a straight intelligence.
Oh yeah, I'm real good at that. Oh, not bad.
You see, you hear Lila from across the ship, and she's saying something about the song. And then you hear the flapping of wings, and you know exactly what it is. And looking out on into the night sky, against a couple of the moons that are very bright, the ones that I mentioned earlier, you see a couple of forms approaching the ship in the darkness. And you know that it's harpies. And that's where we'll end it for tonight.
No.
Yeah.
I would shout out if I knew it was harpies.
Yeah, so that's the last.
Add
That's
to
the
the
last
alarm.
thing. Rhinarian just kind of yells out,
Harpies! Battle stations!
"Harpies!" and you start to Xander and Rhinarian and Zara. Odin has already made the save, but the three of you start to hear a song, and we will start off next session with wisdom saving throws.
Oh yay.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end this
It was
stream.
fun.
Yep.